In the heart of Tokyo, where concrete and glass reach for an indifferent sky, stands a monument to modern living. A high-rise apartment complex, perfect in its minimalist design, silent in its execution. But perfection has a price, and silence can hide a scream. Our story begins here, with a series of bizarre suicides that defy all logic. The victims, all residents of this pristine tower, share one chilling detail in their final moments. They all reported seeing flickering shadows just before they died. Enter Inspector Kenji Sato. A homicide detective from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police, Kenji is a man defined by method and haunted by his past. He is grim, precise, and he doesn't believe in ghosts. When he's assigned to this seemingly straightforward, if tragic, string of suicides, he expects to find a rational explanation, a gas leak, a shared psychosis, something tangible. But the building greets him with an oppressive, unnatural quiet. The apartments are clinical, sterile, and suffused with a profound sense of urban isolation. It's a place where you can be surrounded by 1,000 people and still be utterly alone. As Kenji walks the immaculate hallways and pores over the victims' digital lives, he finds nothing but echoes of loneliness. Each victim was successful, comfortable, yet deeply isolated. Their final messages are cryptic, fragmented phrases about shadows dancing in the periphery. At first, Kenji dismisses it as a symptom of their despair, but then he starts seeing them too. A flicker in a polished surface, a fleeting movement in a dark corner, the sense of being watched from the building's own dark spaces. The sound design in this narrative would be key. Imagine the heavy, ambient silence of the building, suddenly broken by unsettling noises. A subtle whisper carried on the air conditioning. A muffled cry that seems to come from within the walls themselves. Kenji starts to suspect the building itself is alive, or at least inhabited by something that isn't. He discovers the intricate network of air vents and service ducts that connect every apartment. A hidden circulatory system. Using claustrophobic point-of-view shots, we would travel through these vents with the entity, feeling the invasive, unseen presence. Kenji's investigation leads him deeper into Japanese folklore. The entity is not a ghost in a Western sense. It's a kodama, a spirit of the forest, but this one has been twisted, corrupted. Drawn from its natural home by the city's relentless expansion, it has found a new forest in this sterile tower, a forest of lonely souls. The building's cold, minimalist perfection is a spiritual vacuum, and this dark kodama has rushed in to fill it. It feeds on loneliness, on the quiet anguish of modern life. It moves through the vents, amplifying despair, turning inner demons into an unstoppable urge for self-destruction. The visual style would lean heavily on high-contrast imagery. The clean, desaturated blues and grays of the modern architecture would be violated by encroaching grime, a physical manifestation of the spiritual decay. We'd use extreme close-ups on Kenji's watchful, tired eyes, reflecting the distorted, sterile environment around him. He is not just an investigator. He is becoming a potential victim. The entity begins to prey on his own psychology, digging up his past failures, his own buried regrets, whispering his insecurities into his ear. The oppressive silence of the building becomes his personal echo chamber of doubt. His methodical detective work, however, doesn't fail him. While examining the belongings of the first victim, hidden away in a dusty corner, he finds something that doesn't belong in this world of chrome and glass. A small, traditional Shinto warding charm, an omamori. It's a tiny anchor of ancient belief in an ocean of modern sterility. This becomes his key. He realizes the entity has a physical tie, a nest, a place where its spiritual energy is concentrated. Following the trail of subtle environmental corruptions, a faint scent of damp earth, a trail of decay invisible to most, he makes his way to the building's rooftop. The climax takes place in a location of stark contrast. Amidst the concrete and steel of the rooftop sits a small, forgotten garden, an overgrown, wild patch of nature. This is the entity's nest. As Kenji steps into it, the air grows thick with dread. The Kodama finally manifests, not as a single creature, but as a swirling, chaotic mass of shadow and despair, a vortex of all the loneliness it has consumed. It screams with the silent voices of its victims, and it throws the full weight of the building's collective anguish directly at Kenji. His own failures, his deepest fears, the faces of those he couldn't save, they all rush at him, urging him to join the others, to take that final step off the ledge. But Kenji is a detective. He holds on to the one piece of evidence that matters. Fighting through the psychic assault, he pushes his way to the center of the overgrown garden. With a final, desperate act of will, he plants the Shinto charm into the soil. The effect is instantaneous and absolute. A blinding flash of pure white light erupts from the charm, a silent explosion of purification. The shadowy mass lets out a terrible, silent scream of agony before it's torn apart, dissipating into the Tokyo night. Silence returns to the building. But this time, it's a natural silence. The oppressive weight is gone. The shadows have retreated to the normal corners of the world. Kenji stands on the rooftop, the city lights sprawling before him. He is exhausted, forever marked by what he has seen and felt. He knows he has cleansed this one building, severed this one parasitic connection. But as he looks out over the endless city, a vast landscape of isolated lights, he understands a chilling truth. Urban loneliness is a darkness that will always invite new shadows. His work is done for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story concept, be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of horror.